Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl. This is Life from Browse. If you are new here, please don't forget to give me a subscribe and don't forget to like this video, comment and share as well. So some few weeks ago I asked you guys on Instagram and my WhatsApp that you should ask me any relationship related questions. Anyway, so today I'm back with a video and I'm here to answer all your questions. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first question I got was, how do you intend to juggle marriage and career? Okay, so my career goal is to be an HR person, to get the highest qualification in HR. So that is my career goal. For marriage, it takes the grace of God, as well as career takes the grace of God. So in marriage, I would do that by first choosing a man, or praying to God. If I'm praying to God to help me choose a man or be with a man, or God should give me a man that would understand my career goal, a man that will understand marriage and what it entails, a man who will support me, who would love my dreams as much as I love his. And I think that will make it much easier for me to concentrate 100% on my marriage and 100% on my career goals. If you mean practically, it's normal going to work and coming back home and taking care of my husband, like taking care of him and my family and my children, and maybe the kitchen, or like doing what I had to do as a woman of my home, as well as when I go to work, I be the woman at work. So I think juggling it won't be so difficult, because I have juggled quite like a lot of things in my life. I've juggled school with YouTube, with makeup artist, with going to normal 8 to 5 work, which I get home at 7:30, and sometimes I film at dawn, and it's a whole lot. So I've been able to juggle those things, but marriage is much bigger, and so I definitely need somebody who would understand, who supports me, and I'll do my best to be a very good wife, my husband, a good mother to my children. All right, so the second question is it normal to be scared to love somebody? First of all, Bible says that love drives away all fear. So, and there's no fear in love. So if you are scared to love someone, probably you should take a step back and really consider the idea that you want to fall in love with this person, or you want to be in love with this person, because there's no fear in love actually. And when you're in love, that's why people do crazy things in love, because they are not afraid to share part of themselves with the other person they're in a relationship with. It's only normal to be afraid to love if you've been hurt times before or prior to that, and you are still in the process of healing, so that is normal to feel a little bit anxious or anxiety towards the new person, because sometimes you are afraid that they can do the same thing that the other person did before, and that is when you need much faith and you need God, so that you can make the right choices and not just give your heart out to anybody. Next is, how long is too long to date? Okay, for this question, normally I do not have a particular idea how long, but ideally for me 2 years is ideal. I say 2 years because you get to do active dating. Maybe within the first 6 months, maybe you've met this person, you've never met the person in your entire life. 6 months is enough for the person to hit on you, you hit on the person, you loving the person, or like you guys talking, being friends, going out, being friends. Okay, and then the next 6 months in that year is maybe when you would decide to give it a thought. Like, do I really like this person? Do I really not like this person? Yeah. And then you actually get to date. So the year after that, you're already friends with the person. You have decided to be in a relationship with the person. And so that 1 year, making the 2 years, is that time for you to do active exclusive relationship or an active dating experience. So then you really get to know the person, and you plan towards getting married, because that is the goal of every relationship, to get married. And so I think 2 years is ideal. But I know some of you may be saying, oh, but you dated 5 years before. Yes, I did date 5 years, and that was because the relationship started in school. So if you are younger, like you are 17, 16, and you are in school and you have so much time ahead of you to finish school, like you have university, which is 4 years, maybe in your family you do masters, so you have another like 2 years, so you have like 6 years ahead of you. And so dating someone there will cause you to date for a long time to get married, because you can't be 18 and get married. You can't be 19 and go to your family and say you want to get married. You understand? So I think active dating, normally I think for the average 2 years is just perfect to date into marriage. Okay guys, so I'm back. I had to readjust some things. Okay, so the next question I got is, I'm sure what you've all been waiting to know, is how did you handle your breakup, or how did I handle my breakup? So my breakup took me a lot of tears, a lot of heartache. But how I handled it is, yes, I cried a lot. So this is not the happy face that I used to be. I was so in tears basically. But it didn't come to me as a shock, because we had gone through stuff that deep within me I feel we wouldn't be able to work it out. Like, I was trying my best, I'm sure he was also trying, but things got in the way, inevitable things. But after the breakup, that was when I started feeling very, very sad, anxious, scared all the time. And that was the time I realized that I needed counseling. I needed someone who would tell me the truth. I needed someone who would hold my hand step by step. I needed to do it the right way, so that when God gives me the opportunity to talk to somebody who is in the same situation, it would be out of experience and how God helped me through. So I think how I handled it was, I shed the tears that I needed to shed to be okay. I went to counseling, and with the support of my parents, they helped me out to go through it very well. And by God's grace, I am still here, and I can boldly tell you guys that it's not easy, but it is worth it. It's worth everything. And it was low key, so people didn't know to put their opinions. When it's all over the place, people get to put their opinions, and you get to read someone's opinion or listen to someone's opinion, and then your idea changes again. So I wanted to do this right. I wanted to speak to somebody who didn't know me from anywhere, who hasn't heard of me, or who hasn't seen us anywhere, and it's basically on what I say and the questions I answer. And that's the job the person does. So I believe so much that God brought that person my way to help me, and I'm so grateful. When is it time to let go? When is it time to let go of a relationship? You guys, I always say, when your mental sanity, when your peace is no longer there, sometimes you're in a relationship, you feel so much peace because you feel this is the one for me, this is the one God has for me. And sometimes that gives you that peace that you are at the right place. Once that peace is taken away for a long time, once you try to bring the peace back to you, and it keeps going, it keeps, like, you try but it doesn't stay, I feel you can't compromise your sanity, because you will go crazy. And there are millions of people in the world, millions. And if God had one person for one person, come on now, He wouldn't give some people a second chance at love and life. And so I feel when your sanity is threatened, when your peace is no more, that is when you need to let go of the relationship. But always fight for it. If you are the one who is doing the fight, always fight for the relationship, so that after all, in the end, you will learn how to fight for what you love. And it would help you get peace that you tried and it didn't work. So yes, that is it. You people are being too personal. How does showing off your partner help? I mean, you mean help in the relationship? Okay, so this question, I feel like we are in a world where we have listened to so much, or we've seen so much negativity in love that we don't love truly. But I will say this because I have shown off my partner for the longest time. I think that what you should do, first of all, I'm not going to say it's right or it's wrong, but both of you need to have an understanding of you putting each other out there. That's okay, babe, I will be posting your picture. This is something you need to talk about, because I know people who don't want their pictures out there, so they don't even take pictures. Okay, but some people are picture bay, like they love taking pictures, and so they don't mind showing off. Once they appreciate it's a nice picture, they would show it off, especially if you are their girlfriends. Okay, so it needs to be talked about. Babe, are we showing our pictures? Are we putting our pictures out there? You know, some of us, we get too excited in relationship too early, and so we post the person's picture, you know, all over the internet, like so much so that it becomes like people are expecting, like I did. People were always expecting something for anniversary, they're expecting for this, they're expecting, you know, like I was in a relationship with other people. But on the other side, it's a form of showing off your partner. It's a form of maybe granting them security in the relationship. Okay, the pictures are not everything. Pictures hide a lot, because we don't frown to take pictures. We don't, unless it's a photo shoot. But always to portray that everything is fine and you are holding on is the smiles in the photo. And sometimes it's so cute, people think you are the best of couples, and you believe that, and then you get abused. You get it? But I will recommend that before you show off your partner, make sure your relationship is permanent. Make sure that God has approved. Make sure that you've gone through the right channels in your relationship, the right growing steps before you let your partner to the public. You can do it once in a while just to create security and all of that, to appreciate the person, that kind of stuff. When do you know both of you are ready for marriage? Okay, so you know you are ready for marriage when, for one, you've talked about marriage and you have a clear understanding of what he means by marriage, what you mean by marriage, and what both of you mean by marriage. Second of all, both of you should know that you are equally yoked. Financially, you can afford the wedding, because there has to be a wedding or something. So financially, the wedding that both of you want, you have the finances to support or make that wedding happen. That is when you are ready. Because if you don't have the finances, you don't have a clear understanding on what marriage means to both of you, your marriage is going to be a sham, because you'll be somewhere, he'll be somewhere, and it won't work. Because some people are so angry with their husbands for the wedding that they couldn't afford for them. So I think you are both ready when you both understand what marriage really means. Simple and short. Next question is is money needed to build your relationship, or is money needed to build a relationship? If you say building a relationship, you don't need money. You need the intangible things like care, respect, faithfulness, commitment, understanding, trust. Those intangible things you can't see with your eyes, and it has to come from the soul or from the heart. That builds a relationship. But money is a physical aspect that in the course of your relationship or your marriage relationship can help you or not, because there will come times in your relationship that you need to make financial decisions. So if there's no money present in your relationship, how do you know how the person deals with marriage, with money? How do you know how the person handles poverty or riches or this? Well, how do you know the person's a spendthrift or not? So I think money is needed in a relationship to know how to handle your money as yourself and your partner. But to build a relationship, I don't think it's necessary. I think they are the intangible things that build a relationship or a strong relationship. So this person says, how do you handle your differences as a couple? Okay, so there's an issue today. You don't go to bed angry. The next day you greet each other well, and then you get time to sit to talk about the issue. No matter how small it is, you need to talk it out. Like, if you will talk it out that same evening before you sleep, that's fine. But if you know talking it out will lead to another fight, you wait it off until the next day or a day that both of you are calm. Then you bring it up calmly and then request to talk about it. So that is how we settle the differences. And we have differences, and the fact that we see them, the fact that we appreciate those differences already solves half of the problem. Because when I know he's spending too much, or when I know he's being slow, I know it's a difference we have. And so I will approach it from my side that I'm not slow, so why are you being slow? And then he tells me why he's being slow about the issue, and then we move forward. I get to understand. It's understanding. Like, you need to understand that you cannot be the same. You cannot be in a relationship with yourself. If you are with someone, you should know that the person is a different person. No two people are the same. You can connect on different levels, have a lot of things in common, but then when it comes to certain things, you know that you have different ideas, and that's when you need to trash it out before it's too late. So that's how I think couples handle their differences, and the right way to handle your differences as a couple. So the next one is okay, so I'll take this last one because I don't want the video to be too long. So this one is it good to remain friends with your ex? Personally, I don't think it's a good idea to remain friends with your ex, especially it depends on how the relationship ended. Some people have very mutual breakups, like, this relationship isn't working for me, so oh yeah, I also realized that, so let's go our separate ways. That's different. You know that both of you ended on a mutual note, so there's no pain, there's no hurt, there's no feeling of being cheated on or being cheated, that kind of thing. So you can say hello, hi, that kind of, but I mean, it depends. I really cannot say. But if your relationship ended in violence, in abuse, emotional trauma, I don't think you should go back being friends. You were in a whole ass relationship, you were in a whole relationship, and you couldn't make your friendship help your relationship to stand. That's why you are an ex. How sure are you that being common friends now helps solve the issue? So I don't think being friends with your ex is a good idea. You can prove me wrong. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sending in your questions. I hope I answered everybody's question, because there are a lot, and I don't know, you can send more if you have any, and I'll do a part 2 of this video if you want me to. I thank you guys so much for watching, supporting my channel. Please share this video. It may help someone clear their doubts or anything. I'll see you in another video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye.